Welcome back to BeTerrific. I'm your host, Jason Aaron, and we are here at CE Week 2016. Now, if you're getting ready to file this under "my job is a hell of a lot cooler than yours," I am here with Philip from Fizzics, and this device to my left, makes beer.
Awesome.
Been said. Enough. That's done. So I'm just going to sit back, relax, and enjoy the next 10 minutes of my life while Philip tells us all about this extremely small micro brew. What is it?
Well, Jason, first off, thank you so much for having me here.
My pleasure.
Beer is awesome, right? And we
Can't
all know
argue with
that.
you. I can't argue.
And we all know that beer tastes best fresh from the tap. But when we are drinking out of cans and bottles, it doesn't quite taste the same. And this is how Fizzics started a couple years ago. Is my co-founder and I were having a great draft beer at a local microbrewery. And I asked him, why does beer taste so good fresh from the tap, but when we drink it at home out of cans and bottles, it doesn't taste the same? So we created a technology platform that is based on fluid and gas dynamics that can elevate the aroma, flavor, and taste of ordinary can or bottle beer to make it taste like it's fresh from the tap.
So first of all, before we even get into this, that means I'm not going out and harvesting barley in the backyard.
No, absolutely not. Let me show you how it works. So we've got a great Belgium lager here, Stella.
Sure do.
I'm sure you're familiar with this.
I've heard of it.
Okay. So simply insert any size can, or any size bottle, even up to a 64-ounce growler. Fits right into the system.
Wow.
This system, once you put the can or bottle, insert the feed tube, it will keep the beer insulated, so it'll keep it cool and fresh. Oh, you know what I'm to do? I'm going to give you a hand pour. I'm going to show you the same beer right out of the bottle so you can do a side-by-side comparison and taste the difference.
Now, folks, this is science, okay?
This is all in the name of science.
We're not just drinking for the sake of getting drunk at 12:30 on a Thursday before lunch. This is science and technology.
It's after 5 o'clock somewhere in the world.
That is true.
So how it works is you're going to pull the handle forward, you hold the glass at an angle, and the system will dispense the beer under pressure at a controlled rate. And we do this because we want to maintain the carbonation in the body of the beer. And then when you push the handle in the backwards position, behold the magic of science. Utilizing sound waves, we perfect the density, stability, and texture of the foam. This will greatly enhance the aroma, but it'll give the beer a rich, smooth, full bodiness of an authentic draft beer.
And make you look like a boss that you know how to pour the perfect beer.
So please, go ahead.
Okay, so first, plain boring Stella. Which is not bad. Now, perfected Stella. Okay. I wish that our viewers... This isn't even like a little bit. It's like it is night and day.
Isn't it amazing?
The bottle, and I want to say the bottle version, it's the same beer. It's literally been the same bottle of beer. This was so much like harsher and felt more carbonated, like a soda carbonation. Where this, with the foam, it was smooth.
Absolutely.
You had the foam taste, and then the beer was just smoother on the way in. And I took like a sip.
Yeah. And this is
I'm going to double check, make sure it was still working.
Please, go ahead. This is all science. So what we found, though, is, aroma is 75% of flavor. Whether if you ever have a sinus cold and you're eating something, everything tastes
so
bland, right? So aroma's a key. In beer, the aroma is derived through ester volatile compounds that are released through the foam. It's called the head of the beer. So if you see any advertisement for any beer company,
got the head pouring out over the top.
They're gonna show you the beer with a great head on there, right? But what we found is on a hand pour or even on a draft pour, the foam had this very grainy, like negative texture to it. And we studied the cranial nerve number 5, which is called the trigeminal nerve, which is effectively responsible for all sensation and motor functions in your face. And we discovered that with the ideal density, we can alter the texture. So this gives you that smooth, real
Yes,
full
that was the first
bodiness
thing
to
I
the beer. And between that and the tremendous amount of additional aroma, it takes some ordinary can or bottle experience and makes it extraordinary.
Well,
actually better than tap.
So that was sort of my question. I mean, Stella's a good beer,
Fantastic beer, yes.
but this is a lot better than that.
No question.
So does this mean that I can go buy some, Pabst Blue Ribbon, like a 36-pack and get it in here, and now I got good beer at a cheap crap beer?
Yeah, we're big beer geeks, but we truly believe the best beer is the beer in your hand, right? It'll make an inexpensive beer, right? Make a pretty inexpensive beer, tastes pretty good. Make a good beer, tastes great.
Really good.
But if you put a great craft beer in here, it just makes it taste awesome. Awesome.
So I now know, and this is science. I mean, we got to keep reminding, our viewers. Practical use case, right? I got 5 guys over and we're drinking. I mean, what's sort of the process? Like, how long does it take? I saw you pour one.
Yeah.
Is it? This isn't plugged in, right?
No, so the system works off 4 AA batteries, and it'll give you over 300 12-ounce pours just on 4 AA batteries. It weighs less than 4 pounds, so it's really portable. Ideally, you got buddies over, put a 64-ounce growler in there, and your buddies can tap themselves. And how the system works is it's sealed and pressurized, so we seal off any excess air because oxygen will degrade the flavor. And if you can see, the head on this hand pour, it went away really quickly.
I still have head here.
This foam here, it just blankets over, so it protects the body of the beer.
Drank.
But we pour the beer under pressure, so we're not sucking the beer up from the bottle. We're actually pushing the beer down the bottle, up through the tube, and there's a digital microcontroller that will monitor the rate of flow and dynamically adjust the pressure, so you get the ideal flow so the beer doesn't foam up. We want to maintain all that undissolved carbonation in the body of the beer. Then when you push the handle backwards, that's where our technology really kicks in, and we give you that perfect foam. So
How do I know how much head to put on the beer, how much foam to put on the beer? How do I know?
different styles of beer, will require different levels of foam. But the great thing is about beer, it's subjective, right? Depending if you're drinking, say, a cherry wheat, right, or a raspberry porter, I typically go a little heavy with the foam. On some of these lagers, maybe an inch and a half. Some of the IPAs, I look make maybe a half inch. It all depends on the style of beer and particularly your preference. But the great thing about it is, in the name of research and great tasting beer, trial and error.
Exactly. Now, do I need any other components aside for 4 batteries when I get this?
The only thing you need is 4 AA batteries. So initially, when we were doing a lot of R&D and research on this, we had tested forced carbonation. We had tested nitrogen and other type of chemicals and additives. And what we found, though, is they will all alter the flavor profile in a negative way. And when you were drinking this right out of the bottle, you had noticed, this felt more, there was a different type of harshness to it. And that is the effects of carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide doesn't have a flavor, but it has a sensation. And that sensation is called pain. It's called carbonic acid. And so when that CO2 undissolved is hitting your tongue, it's going to create this pain sensation. What we do is we minimize the effects of carbonic acid, and you have this real smoothness. And it really enables you to taste, the citrus or the other complexities that are in the beer that you otherwise wouldn't be able to taste.
I mean, I am floored because the reality is, and this is what's so great about a show, you guys being at a show like this and a show like BeTerrific where we can connect with our fans, this in an infomercial would seem like a scam of some, scam's not the right word, but it would just seem like a gimmick. That's a much better word.
Tasting is believing.
Yeah.
That is a key concept. We say tasting is believing. When you try our system, everybody's blown away. We've been covered by all the major media publications. We go to beer festivals every single week. We get in front of thousands of people to taste it. But we came out of crowdsourcing. This is something very interesting. So we launched a campaign about a year ago on crowdsourcing, on Indiegogo. We hit our goal the first day. We've actually did over close to $250,000 on our campaign.
So people were believers right away.
People put their trust in us to deliver on the promise. And once we delivered, we shipped on time, we delivered our units. Those thousands of people that contributed to our campaign, they become brand advocates for us. So the first thing they do is they share it with their friends and family. And they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then we launched with Brookstone in November. We were the #1 selling product at Brookstone through the holiday season.
Crazy.
And right after Christmas, we were anticipating sales would drop off after the holiday season. They shot up because right after people opened their gifts, there was New Year's, and they shared this Fizzics experience with their friends and families. And then we had the playoffs and Super Bowl, and there's not a month that goes by where there isn't a great reason to drink beer.
That is true. Now, where do I get it?
So we launched at Brookstone. We're available now at Target, Best Buy, Total Wine & More, Cabela's. In the next 60 days, we're launching with Amazon, Best Buy Canada. In the second half of the year, we have a number of other large big box and national retailers coming on board.
And what does it cost?
It's $169.
I mean, that is a teeny tiny price to pay to improve every beer you drink for the rest of your life. And one more technical question. How do I know when the batteries are dead?
Yeah.
How do I know it's not working?
Yeah, so when the batteries go dead, it'll stop working.
It won't pour.
Yeah, it won't pour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's easy then.
And there's, like you said, there's no consumables or proprietary cartridge or gas or chemicals. All you need is 4 AA batteries.
And aside from the retailers, what's the website so I can learn more about it?
It's Fizzics.com, Fizzics, or you can go to upgradeyourbeer.com.
Amazing. You heard it here first. We're going to sign off for a minute or two so I can... we'll be back with more BeTerrific.